Okay, let's pick it up there. Stephanie joins us now on set along with NBC News legal analyst Misty Marris. Once again, guys, thanks so much for being here. So taking the stand is risky. Stephanie, do we know why Banfield did this?
He wanted to tell his side of the story. Remember, the au pair gave her version of events, and the only way to counter it was for him to get on the stand and tell his story. But what did that do? It opened up the possibility for the prosecution to poke holes in it, and they did that in a couple of different ways during the cross-examination.
So speaking of that, Misty, he's on the stand. He's saying that his wife told him, I love you at the end before she died, and then the prosecutor's like, wait a minute, she's been stabbed in the neck. How did this play out for them? Were they able to kind of prove or catch him in a lie, an alleged lie?
They absolutely were. And some of that was the prosecutor locking him into his story, saying, well, by virtue of what you've told us, she was stabbed at least 5 times when you were having these conversations. And so line that up with the medical examiner's testimony, and keep in mind those autopsy photos that were part of this case. The jury saw those. We didn't see them publicly, but all of that really, really killed his credibility.
So do you think they made enough to prove their case that he's the mastermind?
I do think the prosecutors did this, and it should have been a tough case because it's such a long time scheme that requires collusion with the au pair. But I really think they did it. They put together all the evidence, and then they had the au pair to talk about the planning, commission, and the cover-up of the crime.
So what can we expect for tomorrow, closing arguments?
Well, you guys to hit on that point exactly, that the au pair apparently flipped, right? And she started testifying against him, and it was a plea deal that meant that at the end of this, she gets to go free. They're going to say, well, look, her incentive is I'll say whatever they want me to say just for the deal. And then you'll be able to see the prosecution lay out what happened today, also with some of these inconsistencies, and again, just hit that testimony from the au pair, what she said happened and how they colluded together.
All right, Stephanie Goss, Misty Marris, I'm sure we're going to be watching it tomorrow. We thank you for that.